No criticism will ever be good enough for Hollywood weirdos. It will never be good enough. You are not allowed to criticize them, even if it's as glaring and obvious as this case is with She-Hulk. Objectively speaking, no matter what, no matter how excited you may or may not be for the MCU, no matter how excited you may or may not be for the She-Hulk series, no matter how much you're into diversity, inclusion, and representation, no matter how much that stuff means to you, if you're being honest with yourself, the CG looks horrendous in the trailers that we've seen. It looks horrible, terrible. There's no way around it. Unless, of course, you pull the identity politics card. If you pull the fake victim card. Because, of course, that's exactly what they're doing. She-Hulk director, I think her name's Kat Coro, blames criticism of Marvel series CG on our culture's belief in its ownership of women's bodies. There we are. There we have it. Holy hell. Let's see. In what very well may go down as one of the most baffling defenses of a Marvel product in all of history, She-Hulk attorney-at-law director Kat Coro has asserted that the widespread criticism of the Disney Plus series CGI had nothing to do with its quality, but was rather our culture's belief in its ownership of women's bodies. So why did Justice League face such heavy criticism and all of the memes for Henry Cavill's jacked up face in that film? Was it just the cultural belief in the ownership of men's bodies? I mean, Henry Cavill's one of the most popular individuals on the internet, and even he got memed to hell over that because it was so bad. But of course, no, there was none of those claims then. Those were just accepted because that was a straight white male and he was getting memed, and that's okay. But heaven forbid a whammon gets criticized or memed, and it just must mean sexism, ladies and gentlemen, because as we know, only women get memed on the internet. Only women get criticized. No man has ever been criticized. No man has ever been memed. That's never happened, apparently. It's only women and non-white dudes. That's it. That's the only people that ever get memed and criticized on the internet. These people are nuts. Absolutely insane. She shared her opinion on the backlash to Jennifer Walters' uncanny Valley-esque looks during the appearance at the series' August 3rd Television Critics Association press tour panel. I think a lot of the critique comes from feeling like they're able to tear apart the CGI woman. Oh my God. There's a lot of talk about her body type, and we base it on an Olympian athlete, not bodybuilders. But I think if we had gone the other way, we would have been facing the same critique, she concluded. I think it's very hard to win when you make women's bodies. Holy shit. Thank you so much for these comments. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so fun to roast. These people are a gift. They are the gift that keeps on giving. My goodness. The series follows Jen as she navigates the complicated life of a single 30-something attorney who also happens to be green and 6'7" superpowered Hulk, explained the actress to the media in attendance. And then they kind of just keep going into, the backstory for her and everything like that. My goodness. Notably, her statements in particular came the same day as Entertainment Weekly published an interview with the director wherein she revealed that the series production, it was definitely something we had talked about inclusivity and making sure the story was told through a female lens. Comic books have traditionally, in the art, been through the male gaze. So there was a lot of talk about what the female gaze and what it is. So there was a lot of talk about the female gaze and how do we create this from our point of view. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. Say it again with me, ladies and gentlemen. And one thing I always come back to was one of the wish fulfillment elements of getting to see her walking down a dark alley and someone gives her a hard time and she's able to kick their butts. The director detailed it was something that every single woman could relate to, any woman of any age. I would love to ask this person, would that include Trump supporters? Would that include women that voted for Donald J. Trump? Because, you know, he had a nice female turnout. Just to trigger them, just to send them into a frenzy and watch them just lose their minds. Because again, your race, your gender, your identity is only as good as the narrative that can be built around it. And when I hear them make these overarching claims about women and diversity and representation, I just go, what about the women that disagree with you politically? Because you always trash them. You always throw them under the bus. No matter who they are, no matter what they do, no matter their skin color, no matter their sexuality, you love to destroy them. But then you say women in general, and you generalize it. They don't believe in what they say. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide, as I often say. But that's kind of the gist of it right here. I'm not going to, Bounding in the Comments does a fantastic job. Please go follow them on Twitter. I love Bounding. They give us so much content, and it's only right if we continue to promote them. So please go follow Bounding in the Comics because they give us a lot of content, and we greatly appreciate that so very much. John Trent does a fantastic job over there, the entire team. So thank you to Bounding in the Comics. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. She-Hulk is going to be an absolute disaster, and it's going to be so fun to roast. It is really fun to roast bad shows. It really is. Are there some good shows out there? There are. There's Better Call Saul, which is fantastic. The Terminal List, which I made a video on, fantastic. You know, I watched The Boys, and I know The Boys is kind of a divisive show, I think, but I really like The Boys. I know that it has some messaging in it, but it feels like it has messaging on both sides, and it feels very equal to me, and it wasn't distracting. Now, after I finished season 3, I found out about the comments that the showrunner said about Donald Trump and how the Homelander connection, which is so nonsensical. But it does kind of put a little bit of a damper on the show for me when I hear those comments. But if I'm watching the show in isolation, I very much enjoy it. And I do think that they take fair shots on both sides. And when you're taking fair shots on both sides, I can't be really upset about that. Now, it's a little more heavy-handed, it feels like, on one side more than the other. But overall, I feel there's a decent balance there, and I do like it. So, She-Hulk's going to be terrible. Rings of Power is going to be terrible. Geeks and Gamers is going to continue to crush it, and we appreciate all of your support. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.